Hi. It is 10:50 in the morning on Saturday the 10th of August 2024. As you can see, I'm sitting in my car. I have 8 minutes available to make videos. Better do something about that. So I woke up at I think 8ish. I'd slept through my alarms, including my medication one, so I was glad I managed to get them in by then. Did what I always do, made my coffee and read some Reddit. Well, actually, I haven't really read a lot of Reddit. I was reading the news. It's a horrific plane crash. There was a video literally of it falling out of the sky. It was scary. But I've since gotten up and obviously come out to check the camera. Being the fact that it's meant to be set to 24 hours, it should be going when I got out here, which it was not. Got the instructions in front of me because when I was speaking to my mechanic, he did say it needs to be switched on and off to reconfigure it. And I was like, do you just mean the car? And he's like, yeah, that is what the instructions say. But obviously, after the mechanics, I drove to Autobahn and I got the light. It's not the same one that Andrew recommended, but it's similar. And it was dark when I got back, so it's pretty bright, so I'm happy about that. But after that, I went to Woolworths, and so there was obviously multiple times I turned the car on and off, and yet it wasn't working this morning. The strange thing was when I pulled into Woolworths car park, I turned my car off and I took the keys out and my phone was still charging, which has never been the case before. I thought maybe something had changed because normally when you turn the car off, your phone stops charging, and it wasn't yesterday. However, I've just checked it again today with the car off and it's not charging. So I don't know what that was about. I also have checked the parking recordings. I've just realized why it might so the way the storage is configured, there's room for 10 recordings for event, 10 recordings for parking files, they say, and I think for still photos, and then the rest of it's just for normal. But I checked the camera for the parking mode to see if it worked and the timing on it, and there's 10 files and they're all exactly the same video, which is strange. But I'm wondering if now it's because the camera's on now. I've been sitting in my car for about 15-20 minutes or so at this point, because I first saw it and obviously it was off. I turned the car on, turned the car off, did what I do, was messaging Corey, and I was like, fingers crossed, it's 10:30. I need to check it again in 6 hours and then 12 hours and pray that it's still working. But then it just completely switched itself off, and I was like, fucking hell, praying that it was just what it has done the last couple of times and it sort of needs to, I don't know, rejig itself. So I sat here and then I turned the car back on and I left it running for some time, and then I turned it back off and took the keys out and locked the doors, so it's like the car is empty even though I'm in it. And it kept running and it switched over to parking mode, so it is on, and I have been sitting here for I said quite some time now, so I do think the parking mode is working. It's not recording. I'm fairly certain how it works is that there's power meant to be going to it 24/7, but it only records. Yeah, that'll be why it is the case, because it's set to motion sensors. So there's 2 ways for the camera to detect making videos, and it's if something touches the car, or there's a motion sensor, which would explain why the video is the same over and over again, because it's a car pulling down the street and around the corner in front of my car. I'm about to run out of time. But it's on, so fingers crossed it's working. My mechanic did say that he's left it with a tie thing somewhere that if I need to access it, I can call him and he can talk me through it. So that would be good. It'd be better if it just works. And before I run out of time, I'm going to say this is absolutely interesting. As you know, I bought the camera I did because of the safety features, one of them being telling me where speed cameras are and the speed limit in the area. The street that I pull down to get to my street, and it's only registered yesterday, but it keeps saying speed camera, and then I pull into my street and it's speed camera. And apparently, according to the camera, my dash camera, there are speed cameras on my street and the one that you turn down to get to my street. And they go off every time I drive down. And honestly, the first couple of times I was just like, well, that's silly, that's wrong, and I didn't really register. But yeah, I registered yesterday. Yeah, look, it did, it worked. So a car just drove past and it started recording. The only thing I need is someone to help me to slightly turn it, because it's not quite getting the center of the road, but I don't have enough hands to hold it and do it all at once. So I'm going to ask Juice to help me, or Andrew, whoever I see first. But that does explain why. So I don't know why it would have the same one over and over again, but like I said, I'm sitting in front of it. It is on. It's not recording, but it just started to record when a car went past. So, provided it doesn't turn itself off, I think we're going to be kicking goals. And I'm spending today packing because I really need to get my stuff sorted and get it all done. And I'm also going to read Corey's paper, which he rewrote yesterday. And yeah, sort out my videos because I've got less than a minute before this switches itself off. So yeah, please think good thoughts that my dash camera is finally where it needs to be. People, have a good day. Cheers. Bye.